Can we hear? Yes, we can hear. Hello, hello. Happy Sunday, everybody.
Yep. Happy rainy Sunday.
Happy rainy Sunday. Yeah. What a Memorial Day weekend, huh? That's okay. You know what? We're inside. We're going to have a fun conversation, and I'm super excited.
Oh, I'm excited, too. I'm back at a home spot right now.
All right, so let's get through some homework. So I am your favorite Mindminx, and this is the Mindminx show. So welcome. Thank you so much for being here. So I had to write down, and it's like a mouthful of a resume. Literally. I'm gonna attempt to say it without taking a breath. Are we ready?
Yeah, go.
Okay, all right. Multi-award-winning recording artist, writer, film music supervisor, executive soundtrack producer, global brand ambassador, entrepreneur. Please welcome Etcetera.
Yes.
I did it.
Thank you, Mindminx. That was good.
Thank you.
That was good. That's better than some artists sometimes when they're on stage.
I practiced.
Better than me. What's cooking, everybody? I'm happy to be here on the Mindminx show. I'm Mix Show Radio, Mix Vibes Radio. I'm sorry, sometimes I get tongue-tied, but it's all right. I straighten my tongue out real quick. Watch this.
There you go. Is that like a real practice? Like that's what you do to make sure it doesn't get tongue-tied?
Yeah, I have to. I have to make sure that my tongue lays flat. My son usually say no homo, but I'm all good. I'm all good.
So I'm going to switch my camera on because I'm also live on Instagram. So I'm going to switch around so everybody could see you instead of me.
Oh.
There it is.
Yes. Look at how. Oh shit.
Look
we
how
cooking.
handsome.
After this, they're gonna want to go get those tracks.
Yes.
For really real.
Yeah. I'm happy to be here, man. It's my second go round. This is one of the great homes, one of the great spots, man. It's all nice and warm. There's beautiful people in here, And you got Mike up in here, man. Mike, you the shit, man. I ain't gonna front on you. You the shit, man.
All right, so my face is kind of frozen in this Kool-Aid smile because I'm super excited right now.
Oh no,
Oh no. Sorry. No. It's not actually frozen. I'm just saying I have a.
She gave you a heart attack.
I'm like.
Sorry.
They know what they're doing. There's no technical difficulties here. Nah, we ain't doing a Teddy Riley.
We don't say that word here.
Okay. We call it a Teddy now, Teddy Riley. Big shout out to Ted Riley.
All right, so we're here.
Yeah.
I need to preface this.
Okay.
This is the first time I have a recording artist in studio with me. So that is why I have this Kool-Aid smile plastered across my face, because how exciting is that?
Thank you.
Who else can say that?
Thank you. I am you look awesome. You look awesome. And I would say you look fantastic and beautiful, but your husband's sitting right there, and I want to jump over.
No, he appreciates it.
I'm just joking. He better, you can't be walking around saying my wife look like a. He better take all them compliments. Yeah, but you do. You look awesome, and I'm so excited to be here. Our communication was crazy. You even got your own mug, which is crazy.
I do. I had to. There's nothing like branding, right? You know all about this.
All about it. I love it. I love branding is what makes us who we are. Yeah, we're just walking. We walking. Actually, we walking billboards. If you think about it.
Absolutely.
Every artist is a walking billboard.
Best representation you could ever have.
That's right. That's why. That's why we do what we do.
Now let's talk about that kind of branding, because you did that right from the get with your name.
Yeah.
And that was. So I did my homework. I watched every interview I could find on you, and I love your name story.
Oh. Do you want to hear the name story?
Absolutely.
All right. How much time we got?
All the time in the world.
All right. Let me get. Well, let me just be honest. Then I went through 1,000,001 names, and one of the gentlemen that I grew up with, his name is Self. Self One. We used to be in the studio all the time. They used to call me everything from Shamel, Shiz, Spam, because I never actually fit in. I was always that outliner. They had their own type of sound, and I had a different type of sound. And we were always together. And they was like, oh, why don't you call your group? A Sharp from Kwame's group used to call us It. And I used to be like, what's that? And then they used to call us The Rhythm, because at that time we affiliated, with Kwame. So it's like, oh, y'all can call it Rhythm. I was like, nah, I need to be separated because it got to sound like my sound or our sound. And we were sitting in the house one day, and I think we was just sitting watching, I don't know what we was watching. I think it was Video Music Box. I think it was the last show, and they said, he said, why don't you just, you sound like Etcetera. And I'm like, what? And that birthed the name. And then right after that, we copyrighted, trademarked it, and that was it. And it was actually a group in the beginning, but then my partner sort of like, he was like, yo, you're taking on more of that role than I am. And, it just, everybody was calling me Etcetera.
Oh, wow.
And it was hard to be the group again. So when he sort of dissipated and, found another avenue, because I just took over the reins and I became Etcetera, it was like, it was an easy transition.
A natural progression.
Right.
Wow.
So, but that's how my style has been all the time. I've never fit. Etcetera means and so on. I've never fit into that category, even from the jump. I never fit in the category. And everybody's wearing like black bubble coats. I was wearing a yellow bubble coat. Everybody was wearing like, black Converses. I was wearing purple Converses. And the point is, I was still in the line,
Right.
but I would just blur. I had the blurred line.
Okay.
So instead of calling, instead of saying what it is, plus Etcetera is a universal name. I could fit in any category. Billboard has proven that. Like they put Etcetera into pop, rhythmic pop, hip hop, R&B, and that's been like globally. That's what I've been touring around. That's all they see me as, Etcetera. Like even to the point that my name is Sean, but they just call me E. And now I turn around, now I'm like, E, what up? So, but I think that name is like a staple, and I've written according to that name ever since.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. We sorry. I have like ADHD, so I see them talking and I need to hear what they're talking about.
Okay.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
So for people who don't really know you, like, how did you really get started?
How did I get started? Since we being frank,
Yep.
I was always on fucking punishment, right? I had a smart ass mouth.
You're
So
a bad kid.
instead of my mother said, she said, I'm just, I'm tired of slapping you in your mouth, which she didn't do often. And, and my uncle's trying to like beat me up in the basement of my grandmother's house. I used to write. I wrote a lot, and I wrote poems. And I was always a shy kid. I don't know how I was, smart aleck, but a shy kid. So poems used to help me translate my words. Plus, my pops used to always say, you with your father, he's like, everything you do is an excuse. So I used to write shit and be like, yo, dude, I'm telling the truth. It's an excuse. It's an excuse why you don't do this. So I used to write it out and give it to him, give him notes and poems. And he used to be like, who am I raising, a boy or Edgar Allan Poe? Like, but that's how I used to get my point across. So those poems turned into raps, and those raps turned into where you see Etcetera today. Like, I didn't think music would be my career. I thought music would just be my therapy in life. But it does both. And I started off as, and I know everybody knows this, I started off as a ghostwriter because of my shyness, and my ghostwriting turned me into a band member and of a group, and then band member turned me into a solo artist where they figured, you should try it. But I ghost wrote myself. So when you say Etcetera, I wasn't really showing myself. I just wanted to see how people would receive me.
Oh.
And became like the #1 underground artist for like 6 years. And at the end of my 4th year, I signed a deal over to TSOB Universal, and Etcetera was like born after that. And it was like, it really wasn't any stopping. I had to come out of the background, come out of the shadows. We did it underground, and it was cool because it was like, that's amongst your peers. But when you start you selling more than some mainstream artists on the underground, they look at you like, who the fuck is this dude? Like, so my first record was called Bees Like That. And it was promoted very hard. Big shout out to Who Kid, big shout out to all the DJs used to play it back then, all the radio DJs, radio college tours that we did, but it was amongst your peers. Big shout out to like Gage, underground artist that really helped spark the career. Big shout out to UG from the Cella Dwellas, and even the Cella Dwellas, they helped a lot to progress this person into the artist. And then I used to watch Kwame. I used to watch them how they did it, because I used to just like ad lib and hype for him every now and then. And all of a sudden they said, you could do this, right? I said, I can't. And then that was it. And then after that, 2005, after, I guess you could say, a couple 100,000 records sold. I didn't reach the million yet. The Grammys, 2005, they said that, would you want to be a part of the Grammy Awards?
How exciting.
And I was like, who would say no?
That's what's
How
up.
could you say no?
And I was like, holy shit, me? What did I do? And they was like, did you look at your record sales? I'm like, no. Because the underground, you didn't really have like record sales. But when you start infiltrating that world, they want to know who you are.
Oh, they noticed.
Yeah, and that's when I was like, and it was ever since then. And I just started catering to my markets, and I started becoming a machine, really. 2001, but then really 2005, I started becoming a machine. And it was like putting style with marketing, with promotion, with branding, and it didn't stop. It didn't stop. This is like so much fun. If that answers your question, I'm sorry.
Oh, nah, you did. Because I was going to ask you what was the timeline, but you broke it down.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of crazy, though.
And let me just throw this out. Between all of that, I still went and got my bachelor's and my master's degrees for all y'all that think that artists don't do that. So understand, don't play no games. I still sit in the boardrooms and make shit happen.
Nice.
So
do you feel, because in the interviews that I've watched, everybody would ask and you would offer who your favorite, well, they would say like, who's the top 5 best rappers to you, not including, and I thought this was super important, not including
Jay-Z
and
Smalls.
Yes, I remember.
Right.
That's the one. And do you feel that you're influenced by in any way by one particular, or like a group, because you are Etcetera? Is it like a group of people that influence your sound?
Yes. I'm a collage. I'm a collage of all the people that came before me. Like, I know everybody uses the same artists, but if you think about it, those artists were influenced by some of the artists that I know. So if anybody asks me who's my top 5, I mean, it randomly changes per day, but if I could tell you right now, I would start off with Pharoah Monch. I would start off with Talib Kewli. I would even start, like, LL Cool J has always been my favorite rapper, and Will Smith. So, and everybody's like, Will Smith? You don't understand what Will Smith has done for the game.
Sure.
I don't know if you ever know, like, I really, and I know he gets on me all the time, but I still look up to UG from the Cella Dwellas. I think that's one of the most underrated, hottest artists that I know. And he tells me, you know how much you done beside me? I said, but if it wasn't you, there wouldn't be a me.
Okay.
Right? Because I had to live up to a standard. Like when he walked on stage and he did the, and then like, you on next. Oh, shit.
Are you supposed to follow that?
Yeah, like, oh my God, I'm sticking right here to do this shit. And, he like, walk on water, and I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do now? All right, so I looked up to him. I even look up to, like Joe Buttons, stuff, artists like that. Mikey D. I used to listen to old mixtapes of my uncle used to have, Mikey D. I take it back because I listen to old rap records, like a lot of old rap records. I listen to Big Daddy Kane.
You like a lot of skill. Like,
yeah, I love skill.
Hard skill, man.
Yeah,
slick talk, all that.
Yeah, dude, and I'm very sarcastic, so I gotta say stuff that's gonna be. I even like, I like Father MC. Like it ranges, and everybody asks me like, who was your influence? And I would tell people, you really don't know. Like my influence was Glenn Campbell for a Rhinestone Cowboy.
Huh.
And they're like, what? I'm like, yo, you don't understand. If you listen to the words, the story that was played out, he tells a story of the industry. And then I said, that's what I said. He said stuff like, with all the cameras flashing, like Dolly Parton used to say stories of the industry. I used to listen to Ella Fitzgerald. I used to listen to, Grace Jones, Kenny Rogers, and I listen to the stories. Y'all listening to like what genre they're in? No, I'm listening to the content, and I noticed that when I take that content and I flip it, I make great records.
Right.
Like, and people appreciate it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Nah, they real descriptive people.
Yeah.
People just listen to the song, but you got to actually listen to the words and what they say and how they placed it up.
Right.
And that's what makes the song as great as it is.
Yeah.
But you know what's unfortunate? Like, I love that definition, but at least you gave it the time to actually listen to it. You just said it. It's because of the genre that they're in, a lot of people would ignore it just because of it being country music.
Yeah. Country music is really just it's a storytelling. It's music. It's just what area of the world you live in.
Right.
Like, you listen to, like, if everybody talk about, I listen to trap, which trap to me is T.I. and down south, because I'm originally from Dalton, Alabama.
Okay.
Right. So if you listen, that's trap music to me. Like, what you have now is just another version of trap.
Okay.
But if you listen to their stories, all it is the same stories that country's saying, but with a twang on it, with their twang in their country. I mean, in their part of the state.
Sure.
That's all it is. You listen to Slick Rick. Slick Rick was from overseas and came here and did children's stories. Oh my God.
Huh.
What you talking about? It's a story.
Right.
And it's still played to this day. So your stories are still there. Like, I listened to, there's a record I did with UG called City of Churches. People, like, they took that to be like, City of Churches, what is that? I'm like, if you really don't know wordplay, City of Churches is what they call churches in Brooklyn. Because we're the city of churches in Brooklyn. And well, we're in Long Island right now. I mean, in Long Island City right now. But it's the city of churches, because every other block, there's a church in Brooklyn. You know, every denomination. So when I say city of churches, I'm just bringing you Brooklyn artists. Me and him going at it.
Wow.
Plus, I really want to see if I'm still better than him on his record. That's what I really did. And he was like, you know, it's you know, it's still a tie. You know, all these years it's still a tie. Just that his market just stayed underground. Mine went pop.
Right.
That's all it is. But, you know, I just believe in that. Music is music. It's all music. I don't give a shit where you from. It's all music. And it's really is how you affect the people. It's not, or the people that you affect.
Right.
That's it.
Now, do you feel that there's a difference between young, etc., and etc. today?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, besides just evolving, but that's exactly it, evolving as an artist, as a man, as a human being.
Yeah. About 40 to 60 grand.
Oh, I thought you were gonna tell me the weight.
No, I'm just joking. Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's a different house, different cars. Yeah, you know, different clothes. You know, I go inside the store and buy my clothes now. Nah, for a long time I went inside the stores. And the people give me more shit now. But no, just to be honest, it is a difference. There's certain things that have non-negotiables, and I can actually come into a room and write my own checks. I could come into a room and say, this is what I am. I have a portfolio that extends, and they're like, okay, you know, it's already, when I walk in the room, it's a bargaining tool. It's like, if he comes in. And the old Etcetera used to walk in humble and with regular clothes on. The new Etcetera, or the last 10 years Etcetera, 15 years, walks in with a suit and really doesn't say too much anymore. I just walk in and say, okay, this is what I'm not going to do. And I can say, this is what I'm not going to do. And that's the difference between, it's a lot more than that.
Right.
You know, and also like 22 pounds, but
22 pounds.
yeah, but you know, yeah, that's the difference. It's a big difference. And it's a lot more, you know, it's calm. I am not as nervous as I used to be, and I could walk out of meetings and I could leave a lot of money on the table and be like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. Because you can damage, just for money, people can damage their whole career. And you can walk in and say, that's a lot of money on the table, and that'd be the last dollar you ever see for the rest of your life.
Wow.
I don't believe that's necessary. And then hurting people, I would never do that. That's one thing I've never compromised on. I don't give a shit how it go down. If it means I gotta hurt people or sacrifice someone or leave someone that helped me along the way, I'm not gonna do that. I don't give a shit how it go down.
Yep.
Yeah.
That I love.
Etcetera. We're gonna play one of your songs.
Oh, this is the round table. You want
Way Up.
you gonna play?
We're
Oh,
gonna go from old to the
well, Way Up ain't that old now.
You know,
Sure.
but you know what I mean.
Damn,
Stuff that I
nigga.
had to stuff
Okay,
that you bring it. But go ahead, Way Up. Go ahead and unpack it for us. Like, what's the deal with Way Up when you were writing that? What you were thinking about?
Wow, that's a really good statement. Let's unpack that. So now you want me to put my Etcetera degree on. Okay, so Way Up was thought about. Actually, I wrote Way Up in Dominican Republic, right, near the poolside. Way Up basically was a record that I always wanted to do. It was about just partying. It was about just being who you are, and it's about some of my current life, where it's just partying bullshit, going there, women. It's and this Etcetera, this new Etcetera, in the past 15 years is about 14 to 18, 140 to 18,000 more women that's involved. Yeah. It's a lot. I have my audience for women has increased like huge. So when I wrote Way Up, it was about how can women say, I love this motherfucker. He rocking. And
Aw.
and I did it with an artist named Bills, 50 Billions. Dope artist, incredible artist. He was put on, and actually the producer of the record, his name is Franchon Corbett. He was responsible for like records like Ja Rule, Busta Rhymes, and that's like my good friend. And I was like, and that's why I said no compromise. He was with me from the jump, from the first album, and I said you gotta get back on it. He was like, it's hard doing records for you because you're so picky, and we always argue. I was like, dude, that's what make these shits hot. And every time we argue, you get another plaque on your wall.
There you go.
So shut the fuck up and let's get cracking.
Oh, so you don't apologize anymore for being a pain in the ass?
Nah, I'm
Okay.
tired of apologizing. Because if you look at his wall now, listen, I don't care shit. But this record was one of the records that we went against the grain. This shit is hot. Way Up was, this shit sold. It's like in that gold stage right now. So Way Up featuring Billions. This shit is off the chain. Thank you to everyone. Thank you to the Grammys. Thank you to the iHeart Music Awards. Thank you to Independent Music Awards. Thank you all the people that played this record. Yo, and this record was on Mixed Vibes Radio before y'all had it. Holla.
Here goes Way Up.
Yo, Way Up, Way Up, Way Up. Hey, after the party, they always wanna party more, so we stay up. After the alcohol hit them, they get lusty, then they wanna lay up. I live that rock star lifestyle, I'm just hoping that I wake up, so we can do it all again tomorrow after snatching all the paper. All we do is party and paper chase, party and paper chase, party. All we do is party and paper chase, party and paper chase. Yeah, all we do is party and paper chase, party and paper chase, party. All we do is party and paper chase, party and paper chase, party. We be in spots that keep it poppin' like mosh pits. Got pocket watches, trying to figure out how that watch fits. I fly different, got a pilot view with that cockpit. No ice round my neck, cause my chest starting to get frostbit. Like, we be up on that, then we ain't gon' never stop. I'm all out and I rock. And I don't give a damn what they have to say, cause it don't mean a thing in that way. After the party, they always wanna party more, so we stay up. After the alcohol hit them, they get lusty, then they wanna lay up. I live that rock star lifestyle, I'm just hoping that I wake up, so we can do it all again tomorrow after snatching all the paper. All we do is party and paper chase, party and paper chase. don't do checks, that's last year. I don't even walk to that cashier. I'm in grind mode to the lyrical sitting in clear view. The Lambo comes to like clear view. See, all nights and not my nights. My nights like Sports Center. All I see is them replays. All in I see. I don't give a damn what they have to say, cause it don't mean a thing anyway.
After the party, they always wanna party more, so we stay up. After the alcohol, it'll make it lusty, then they wanna lay up. I live that rock star lifestyle, I'm just hoping that I wake up. So we can do it all again tomorrow after snatching all the paper. All we do is party and paper chase. Party and paper chase. Party, all we do is party and paper chase. Party and paper chase. All we do is party and paper chase. Party and paper chase. Party, all we do is party and paper chase. Party and paper chase. Party, yeah.
How cool.
That was hard.
That was awesome.
Oh,
That was really cool.
Thank you.
I was hyped up. I was dancing.
that was my song. I got just out the previous in saying that record was like everything that I what life is, what I wanted to do, what I'm doing, and it's kind of bad, but it is what it is.
What do you mean kind of bad?
That's rock star shit. That's yeah, that's rock star. That's why I did it, and I appreciate all them people, the Grammys and all the Wyclef and the tours that they actually let that song like ride, and all the radio stations. I really appreciate it. I do. You don't understand. It meant a lot.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I have a question for
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
Did you do a music video for it?
Yes.
You did?
Yes.
How is that process? That is so fucking cool. I like
Yeah.
watching music videos.
Well, that process was a little crazy because you also got to mix the politics into it. So we did the music video, the record was playing, and I wanted to do like a whole bunch of women half naked, liquor flowing, and then they were like, no. I was like, why? It's women. They was
such a
like,
dude.
no. And they were like, because as soon as you do that, you turn it in, you're going to have protesters, you're going to have women like you exploiting women. So we just left it alone and made it just a performance video.
Okay.
And then we prefaced it with another lead to like something that we're doing now that I'm gonna mention, but we mention a little bit later. If you notice, it's a storyline, and there's two characters in the very beginning of it that's fighting to get into the party. One is Kenny Rock, which is one of my good friends, and Tony's brother. Also is Demencio Chambers, formerly of the Dave Chappelle Show. They're doing act segments in it that you got to see the video to understand. And then it got picked up by MTV, so MTV, VH1, Aspire, and then it just ran. And then I was like, yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so we was cool.
I'm gonna look that up later.
Yeah, we was rock stars. We was rock stars.
You're a rock star.
Big shout out to Goals, Goals clothing line, and Ralph Lauren and Sean John for supplying the clothes.
Very cool.
Yeah, I have to say that out loud. And Lamborghini, of course,
Well, I was going to segue.
Yeah,
I was
Lamborghini
trying
was
to
there. Yes.
How can I segue?
Yes. Yeah, there you go.
I want to segue right into that.
Okay.
Because, in the beginning, I did your whole resume.
Yeah.
An entrepreneur
Okay.
to the definition of the word.
This is that part of the interview where I gotta get serious?
No,
Okay,
not serious at all. I'm hype. I'm going to be your hype girl right
Okay.
now. Because not only are you talented enough to ghostwrite,
Yeah.
and then go on your own because everybody knows that you're that talented, you also had a couple of really great things happen with regard to products. So and I texted you last night. I was like, oh my God, you have a perfume?
Yes. In the beginning of the career, I sort of like followed the wave. I created this fragrance called Black Dress. And how that's created, because it was a song that I did for a movie that I was actually in and actually did the soundtrack for. And the song was called Black Dress that I did with Chester Gregory, which he's like a Broadway musical star. And I did it, and that was my first year of the Grammys. And I met this young lady on the red carpet, and this is even prior to Black Dress. But I met her on the red carpet, and we was conversing. I really didn't know who she was. And then she was beautiful. And I said, this is going to be, I'm new to this. She was like, oh, this is nothing. You could do it. You just have to knock it out. And she said, I can't wait to get out of here so I can slip into my black dress and go to this party. And I was like, wow. And come to find out that person was Kim Kardashian.
Shut the front door.
Yeah. So, and this is before she became who she is. And I was like, damn. But anyhow,
you had an opportunity.
Yeah, but I was very humble, and don't shake your head at me, man.
He said that
my man,
sex tape.
That could have been Ray J. That could have been you and Ray. You would have been Ray J.
Yeah, I tell you true, I've never seen her after that, and I was like, yo, and out of respect, she was talking to me, and I was like, yo, and she wasn't all what she is now. Like the sex tape was already out. I think it was out. I'm not quite sure. I don't remember the date because I didn't see it. I'm lying.
Nobody seen
I ain't
that.
I ain't see it. So
I would have been like, "Are you an actor? I seen you somewhere."
You're such an asshole.
I would have walked out the room with 5 fingers across my face.
Yeah, like no, and I respect Kim Kardashian to the fullest. Kim Kardashian West. Right now.
Currently.
Kanye. I'll tell you why I respect Kanye so much and Tony Williams, but. Yeah, and that's became Black Dress, and then Black Dress started, moving. So I actually went out to Jersey into the factory, and I created the scent. Like I wanted something that's long lasting, and they said, you can either get a perfume or a perfume. I was like, I thought perfume was just the bootleg ones they sell in the bootleg stores. I didn't know it was a real name at first. So I said, oh, I don't want that bootleg shit. Give me the perfume. He said, no, you get alcohol based, but you gotta look at skin. And I'm like, oh my God, this is a class. Do I get college credits for this shit? Right. So I found out I went both routes. I went the perfume, and the oil base actually sold a lot more. So they dialed back on the actual alcohol base.
Okay.
And they went with this whole designing the roll-on, women in the pocketbooks.
Ooh.
So I was like, oh shit. So I was doing all that. I was like, I need this. And when your fan base opens up, a lot of women talk to you. Oh my God. So we were giving it away for free at the shows.
Nice.
And marketing was, you download the Etcetera record, you get free black dress.
Oh.
Ergo's 650,000 sold, like off the top. So, but then we gave away like 5,000. So black dress was born, and it actually sold quite a bit. On a low level. I'm not, I wasn't part of the whole Jay-Z when he had his cologne out, but it sold enough to make them go, can we, when it was offered to me to purchase it, I was like, nah. And then it kept going, and then it was like, it was growing bigger than who I was at the time. So I actually sold part of it to a Brazilian company, and now it's like in Brazil. I know there's towns in Brazil, don't get me lying. It's in Bogota, Colombia. It's in Dominican Republic. It's in Puerto Rico. It's in Cancun, Mexico's. So it's on that scale. So I was like, okay. And it's been doing ever since. So, I was like, oh shit, all right. And, I don't want to resurface it unless I had to, but they had it under control, but I still control some of the marketing for it. So I still keep in contact, and I like, this is what it is. Don't, because I have a commercial for it.
Wow.
There's advertisement. It was in certain stores. And there's a lot of politics to that too. When you put certain people, the marketing was, I had average people. I didn't have like supermodels. I had people that were doing things. I had female directors, female actors, female artists, female philanthropists. Like that. I just didn't have like, just a supermodel standing there with the sprayers on. I had female race car driver.
Oh, nice.
So, that's the people that I used as marketing, and it came across like blockbusters because it didn't appeal to the people that look like models, but people that didn't look like models that are still beautiful.
Right.
And
Oh, I love that.
that's what it went. So, but then that was it. And then I, if I knew what I knew now, probably wouldn't have like licensed it out or sold it. But you live and you learn.
That's okay. It
Yeah.
still exists though. It's something
Yeah,
you did.
yeah.
That doesn't go away.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't. It's still black dress.
So you have a bottle of champagne in here. That beautiful gold bottle.
Oh yeah.
That's also something.
Yeah, yeah.
You're a brand ambassador.
You can show
Yeah.
it to the camera.
I can show it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's the camera?
Right there. Right,
Oh.
right, look.
Oh, wow! Do you all up in my grill? Look at this. I didn't even see that camera. Thank you so much. So this is I have to do one correction. I'm the only global brand ambassador for Lamborghini Champagne. They approached me. Well, I sort of approached them at a Grammy party because no one was talking to them. And he's like, "We know who you are." And so I said, "Why you didn't say that to me?" Because we was looking at you and you should be looking at us. And I'm like, I wasn't looking at you. I was trying to look at what Mona Scott was doing at the time, right? And talking to her. But we communicated, and then it was like, would you like to be the global brand ambassador? And I'm like, what is that detail? And it was like, well, first of all, why'd you pick me? We picked you because we researched you. We saw the diverseness of your community. We saw the how your marketing, branding, who did your branding and marketing. I said, well, mostly I did it. I just gave it to the companies to do it. So they said, would you be able to do that for this? Because at that time, Lamborghini wasn't as popular as it is now. So what I did was I developed the marketing under Etcetera. I developed the ads. I developed the contracts that would go out to different areas. And, recently they just filed suit and started looking at all of that. Same thing. But if you Google Lamborghini Champagne, my face pops up all over the place, like billboards, magazines, all of that. So, and I appreciate the opportunity that they gave me because they also allowed me to diversify my market. Like those people that like Lamborghini and the Lamborghini, the car, and Lamborghini, the organization, it's like, wow, who is that? Or that's Etcetera. For those that didn't know who I was,
Right.
now they do. From airplanes, when you look through the airplane books, the magazines, you're like, who's this dude? Plus, I had to get my whole face together and my whole image because it was like, you're not going to have me looking crazy in these
Sure.
magazines for these people. So that's what brought the attention. Like people started saying, that dude's a multi-award winner. He got multi-platinum and he's part of Lamborghini. And I chose the bottles. Like I have one gold, there's one black, and there's one tan bottle, and it all represents something that I wanted. Then you have Nick Cannon that was a part of it. He has his own set. Then you have Jerry Wonder that has his platinum bottle. I wanted something that represented who I was.
Nice.
And they gave me like black and gold represents, culture, and it represents excellence. And then it represents people. The tan one I know represents people to me.
Right.
And then that was it. So I actually then I was walking it into different stores. It was like, why are you here? I like, if I'm gonna put my name and face on something, you're gonna see my name and face when I walk in the stores. Then we got a team to do it, my own team to do it. So, it went in. But even that story has a beginning and an end. So we're gonna see what the end of this year changes. Or if it does change.
Well, just with specifically Lamborghini, you mean?
Yeah, with the
Oh, okay.
with Lamborghini, because like anything else, you do something, it has a beginning, it has the blow up pot, and then it has the decline,
Right.
and then if you want to resurface it, but you got to know when it's time to stop, like investing.
Right.
You got to know when it's time to stop investing.
Right.
So I did what I had to do. Now it's time for them. Since now they're in different areas, they're doing advertisement everywhere. Now they following the lead. Now it's time for you to do it.
Nice.
And now you're Lamborghini. That's your organization. So make it happen.
Right.
I did my part. I actually did more than my part. But I wanted to say, if you gave me the chance, I'm gonna take that and rock with it.
Okay.
So you see between the sales, the percentage of the sales, I was like, oh, that's me. And then the advertisement. But I'll be honest with you, Lamborghini increased my record sales.
It opened your audience.
Yeah, opened my audience to increase record sales. So that's what my initial was to go into it for.
Okay.
So, but then I started doing more because, And then that was it.
But did you already know that that would happen for you, or did you do this because it was an opportunity? It was just a new opportunity, or did you know what I mean? Like, is that mindset work that way for you? Like, did you know this would happen, or
No. What happens is, I've always been told by like marketing, you always attach yourself to something bigger than you,
Ooh.
right? Or something equal. Something equal or bigger to you,
Okay.
as something that can also co-promote with you. Like Lamborghini had a name, and I was like, nobody really knows it. But the point about it is, when you walk into a store, and you walk in and you say I'm Etcetera, but if you walk into a liquor store and you say I'm Etcetera, it means nothing. But if you say now I'm Etcetera and I'm the brand ambassador for Lamborghini, and they look it up and they go,
Oh shit.
you damn sure are.
Uh-huh.
It changes the conversation, and it's like, maybe I gotta listen to your music, because it's not only what they're not just buying the champagne, they're buying your story.
Right.
They're buying who you are. Like,
right.
first of all, the real conversation, I'm glad you allowed the curse. You're like, who the fuck picked you out of everybody on what made you so fucking high? That's the real conversation, but they won't say that. And then they found out what made me so hot.
Okay.
They found out that, you're marketable. Women love you. You have a market that's, you niched out yourself. You have certain followers. You have certain, it's not all the followers. And I appreciate every follower. Everybody is listening to this. I appreciate everything they do. And if I have giveaways, I give it away. But it's also who follows you.
Right.
That's what they really look at. Who follows you? Who fucks with you?
Right.
That
I love
they want to fuck with you.
I love
And that's the nice way of, that's the dirty way of saying it.
Right. The nice way of saying that, it's not who you know, it's who knows you.
Exactly.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
See, that's editing. Thank you. That's editing. I got to get to that. I don't know that part yet.
Everybody always says that it's who you know. No, it's
Yeah.
not. It's who
It's
knows you.
Exactly. So who's fucking with you? And that's where they was like, you could get us in this market where nobody else is getting into this
Wow.
market. Kevin Hart says it too. But Kevin Hart, it was a different stage. It's like, if you want me to do this, you have to pay me a certain amount,
Right.
because he wasn't getting, but it's like they're buying Kevin Hart's audience.
Right.
So what you're doing is you're buying my audience.
Okay.
And my audience could be 5 people that's worth $2 billion,
Right.
or 80 million people that's only worth $2 million.
Right.
Who you want? You want those
bigger
people.
money.
Exactly. Because, when I did the soundtrack Paying Mr. McGetty, featuring R. Marcus Taylor, done by Tradition Films with James Wilson. And R. Marcus Taylor is the guy that plays Suge Knight from Straight Outta Compton. I did that whole soundtrack, right? And it's myself, Kaya Jones from the Pussycat Dolls, Nina, Tony Williams, Kanye West is on that soundtrack. And they're like, but the people that actually supported the movie are billionaires. So who you want? How did Etcetera get in that room? We need to get with him to get into that room. And if it means giving him everything to get some things, and I understand it.
Yeah.
Right. So they're like, and it's not going to hurt them at all, because with or without them, I'm still in that room.
Now, did that segue into the other facets of your business side? Because like the sports management, I remember. Oh. I'm telling you, I did my homework.
Wow. God, Jesus.
I did my homework.
The sports management came along like with Black Dress.
Okay.
And the sports managers, I sort of like fell into that.
Okay.
That wasn't intentional. What happened is when I jumped into like life, into the music, and I was really, like, yo, this is what it is. And I, my thing is no child left behind in my brain. One of my sister is she does sports medicine.
Okay.
Right. She did it for a lot of sports players. Her girlfriend did it for like the Long Island Nets, and they do it for like the Nets and all of them. So that was their world.
Okay.
What happened was I actually did it to try to support her.
Okay.
But what happened was they introduced me. I knew a young lady named Shamika. Let's say Shamika. I leave her last name out.
Okay.
For other reasons. But Shamika was a female ball player. And I was like, she needed representation because she was a little misguided by, and then I knew Antoine Merchant. Antoine Merchant is Foxy Brown's brother,
Okay.
but he also did something called a Rose Classics, and now he's the scout for Miami Heat.
Oh wow.
So it was like I was supporting her, and it's like, why are you supporting her? And I'm like, because she was one of them women that she had a great talent and no direction, and everybody was like jerking her around. I said, fuck that. I'm Etcetera, who I thought I was. Now I can be like, yeah, I'm walking in any place. Before, and what happened was I took her all the way. I got her sponsors, sneaker sponsors. I created Team Idol because you needed a company. I put 2 other female basketball players under my wing. And I was working with a sports management at the time, and it was like, yo, it's you're the one that walking into these doors. And long story short, one night she called me and she's like, I need you. I was like, what? She said, I need you to manage me. I was like, all right, cool. I didn't know she was getting drafted, and she got drafted first to the Los Angeles Sparks. And within that draft, I didn't know they draft you in a draft. Like, they trade you in the middle of that room. She was traded to the Liberty. Here goes sports management world. So I jumped in with her. I jumped in full ahead with her. And that's how Team Idol was actually born. And I didn't know what I was doing, but I was like, I don't really say no unless, it's porn or guns. Right? I don't. I figured that we could do anything we want to do. You put your mind to it. But, I have a platform. And I had a smaller platform then, but Team Idol was huge. And I was like, I actually didn't want to continue after she got injured. And I felt like my heart, I love her. Because she went from the Liberty, she did overseas basketball, and she was doing it. But I didn't really want to take on anyone because she needed a lot from me. And I couldn't, spread myself that thin.
Right.
So when she sort of like went down, I sort of like dissipated Team Idol.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I still got ties, but I just didn't, I still got ties, but I just don't like activate them.
Oh, I can't see that far, man.
Yeah.
We're gonna catch up on some of the music.
Oh, okay.
I told them I was gonna dig it up, and I got it.
Oh, you digged it up?
Yeah,
Oh,
I keep it 100.
Yeah.
So unpack that.
Yeah, let's.
He said it.
You
I want to hear that.
This is a real conversational interview. Like,
I told you.
I'm used to answering like 1 or 2 joints and like maybe 5 joints, and then play music. Then I'm getting up. I'm walking out. All right. Now, did I complete?
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
I mean, we're gonna talk about one more thing, but let's listen to some more music.
Okay. Well, this is the record that actually put me in iHeart's good graces, and never took me out. It's a song I did. It was actually supposed to be a mixtape song, but it actually blew up. It's called "Keep It 100," featuring the infamous and the talented Tory Lanez.
But I got my eyes on you. I gotta try, gotta lie on you. Just call me up, yeah, you know I'm coming. Long as you keep shit running. Keep shit running.
Chrome hearts watching ya. I see nothing stopping ya. Been clocking you for a minute, plus I got a heel fetish, and it's crazy when you in it. Yes. See, I'm a secret admirer. I'll be in the cut when you get tired of the games and lies, the tears and cries, and them Hallmark cards saying I apologize. See, I don't know what he take you for. You still wanna be with him? I'm just making sure. You got a number I can dial ya, or Iggy Azalea, sitting here while ya man's in the club, posting pictures, then lying like you don't know who these chicks is, whatever. I know you know, but you sticking it out. Here's my number when you figure this out.
I can't sleep on you. I apologize, but I got my eyes on you. I gotta try, gotta lie on you. Just call me up, yeah, you know I'm coming. Long as you keep shit running.
Let's talk to 'em. Who can compare to you? They can't compare what I'm prepared to do. Take you on trips, switching forecasts. Make you forget the night before last. Have you believed what I've forgotten? Have you thinking I'm Christian just to see your red bottoms? Can I be frank? Oh, blue eye. You like the way your body looks, so do I. You about as sexy as you wanna be. How you lick your lips right in front of me. Then we made eye contact. She gets a glimpse of Sean and she likes that. You drive me crazy. She be like, where to? Then be like, sit back and enjoy the rear view. I think I might wife her. You know, powder blue, outerwear suit, white night girl.
I apologize, but I got my eyes on you. I gotta try, ain't gotta lie on you. Just call me up, yeah, you know I'm coming. Long as you keep shit honey. Keep shit honey. She keep honey.
Yo,
Back.
yo, you ain't get that.
You want a university that's right for you.
All right.
We're back.
Yeah.
Sorry, we started talking in the middle of that song and had our own conversation.
Yo, big shout out to Terry Lanez, man. Big shout out to, Universal team that put that together to make it happen. And iHeart for making it like one of the top picks. Oh, shoot. Big shout out to Alan Forrest in the Forrest group for, placing that record and making that, big record with the iHeart team. No joke. Big shout out to Alan, my Dalton, Alabama brother.
Got one more.
Oh, we got another one to do right now.
That dance for you. We got to clear this because I'm opening up the doors for that new release that he got for us.
Oh, you
He got a new. He got the.
Yeah, you want to talk about dance? Or you want
Dance for you, go ahead.
Her conversations have been crazy. Like
I'm a
she
conversationalist.
does her makes her research. Like I'm like, damn, it make me feel like I don't know about my fucking self. Man.
I'm reminding you about stuff.
Yeah, like shit.
She was on
But-
the couch.
Yeah, I got a new manager, and she's like, write down the shit you did, and I be like, she said, no, you're not finished. I'm like, how the fuck you know that? She said, you do interviews every other year. Every time you walk on a carpet, you talk about certain things. So you think people don't know you immortalize. I'm like, damn, I don't understand that shit. That shit is kind of scary because I grew up in Crown Heights, and you from a hood. You don't want too many people knowing your business like that.
You're in the wrong industry for that, then, my friend.
Yeah, you gotta watch what you do. Like I can't even buy stolen shit no more.
No back of the truck, nothing fell off the back
No,
of
that's
your
why I had to go inside to buy my shit now. I shout out to all the boosters that are out of business because of me.
So, all right. So while we're on the
Yeah.
topic of stuff that you put your hands on,
Yes, ma'am.
you also did headphones.
Yeah.
And I'm a little jealous now because, I just purchased these and I wish I'd met you. Because I would have purchased yours.
Shit. What? I ain't gonna tell you what those are. Let me just play. The headphones thing was I want to briefly talk about it because I know we have to do something else. But the headphone thing was very, very, very dear to my heart. The headphone thing was from this new company called V Moda at the time. V Moda, they started off with they did a line. They gave it to Stephen Curry. They started off a line, gave it to rock musicians. It never was given to rap artists. And I realized that I'm not really a rap artist. I'm an artist. So, I was kind of taken aback by it. And I was like, what is this? And they were like, they did headphones that was sonically engineered to your auditory system.
Ooh.
Right? And what happened was they came in and they said, listen, what we're going to do is we want you to be one of the models for our headphones. And I sort of pushed my way into that. So I said, I want to do this. I'm doing this. They was like, damn you pushy. And I was like, yo, I want headphones. And I don't want, they started off with Monster was like, oh, we gonna give you these headphones. No, I don't want those. And not that I didn't like Monster headphones, but everybody had Monster headphones. I was never that kid that did everything everybody else did.
Right.
So I wanted to know who was the underdog, who was doing it, and who was doing very well. So one of my counterparts was like, you ever heard of Harman and Carmen, those headphones? And I was like, yeah, they got something out just as dope as that, but they're not being publicized. I was like, fuck that, let's go. And I found out it was V-Motor, so I called V-Motor. I even flew out to Los Angeles to have a meeting with them, and I said, I need to know. Let me get her name right. Let me give you. Let me look it up. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I don't remember everybody's name on the jump.
Well, you
board.
did awesome today, by the way, with all the
Yeah.
names that you were able to pull.
Yeah.
I can't even remember everybody's name in this room right now.
Well, I hope you remember mine, Etcetera.
Etcetera.
E-T.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Etcetera,
Yeah.
Etcetera.
And my name is Etcetera, not Etcetera. Etcetera is Etcetera. Get your enunciations
Oh,
correctly.
I feel you. Nobody
Yeah,
knows how to
people-
say my name either. It's Mindminx.
Yeah, you know why? Because nobody wants to, because I hate when people say I pronounce. No, it's enunciate.
Enunciate. Oh, I love that about
Yeah,
you.
enunciate. Listen, go inside the building in the school first. So it was back to Kyra. Her name is Kyra. She was the marketing rep for V-Motor. And I used to bother Kyra. She's like, don't you got something else to do? I'm like, no, this is what I got to do. You sold how many records? I don't care. This is what I'm doing. And I flew out there, and she was like the most beautiful person. She sat me down with my prior manager and said, we doing this. And he was like, how the fuck do you keep doing this shit? Dude, this is who I am. So they came out and they said, here, they gave me the whole plate. It's the black and gold. If you notice, black and gold has always been my thing. Like I've always respected this fraternity called Alpha Phi Alpha, and I always respected their morals and what they stood for, right? And I knew some friends that were part of it, so their mantra was always absorbed into me. Like that was just my thing, and I don't want to copy anything they did, but but I feel that it meant that it resonated a lot with me. I'm using a lot of my SAT words, so excuse me.
I love it.
Right. So I wanted to, always represent that. That's what stood out. So Kyra was like, what color you want your headphones? My headphones black and gold.
Love it. Well,
she's like,
so are mine.
See? Right. And they all got variations of colors now, but the original ones were black and gold. They were designed actually by my former manager. They were designed by him because I wasn't there at the time, unfortunately.
Okay.
And he said, look at them. I'm like, let me hear them. They were like, I was like, these shits is off the chain. And they actually sold. They sold a lot. I did a commercial for it. They was like, they promoted it because V-Motor, the company's not actually from here.
Okay.
Right? They're they out of state, out of country, tell you the truth. And they were promoting it with me. I even got what was his name? One of the DJs from La Mega. He did it, and he did a Spanish version of the commercial. If you Google V-Motor commercials by Etcetera, you'll see two versions of the commercial.
Oh wow!
And it's one mine, and I talk about all the things I did up until the plaque that I got from my first album, Character, and then you'll see he did one for me in his studio in La Mega, and I was like, his name is DJ Fuga. That's his name, DJ Fuga. And it was like off the chain. And when it sold the way it sold, I knew that I had a limited time, but I made every minute count.
Nice.
Every minute count. And the headphones are still there to be ordered, but that was like short lived because the company grew really quick.
Okay.
Like a year later, and it was like, do you want to? I was like, I'm not gonna be able to, because that's when a lot of the records picked up. And, even Steph Curry had did his thing, and he didn't really do the headphones as much, but he went with like Under Armour, and everybody started living their life. And that was
Did
it.
the same way.
But the headphones are still there. Like my staple is still there.
Okay.
Like that's what I feel. You leave your staple. If you're going to do something, do it. If you're not, don't touch it. Everything has a purpose.
Though. I love that though.
Yeah. But
So
I
you
also
truly
have
are a
relationship.
renaissance.
I'm trying.
Man.
I'm trying.
Absolutely.
I'm trying. I want kids to see something else besides, putting stacks of, for money to your ear.
Right.
If that's what they want to do, it's fine. But I don't need the IRS calling me and say, where you get that money from? No, you fucking with me.
They call me.
They call you?
Yeah.
See, we call. Nah. Anything that got 3 letters, I don't want to be bothered. IRS, FBI, CIA, the alphabet boys. I ain't fucking with none of them. Like, they good. I'm good.
All right, so my engineer wants to hear another song, so let's do that. We're gonna do.
All right.
What are we gonna do?
Dance for You. He wants me to unpack that. Dance for You is featuring, one of my good friends. She's now a Christian artist. Her name is Kaya Jones. She's formerly of the Pussycat Dolls. If you ever heard of that local group.
Yes,
You
of
know,
course.
right? Yeah, that was a local group. And
Yeah. Just a little.
Yeah.
Local.
So that was one of the. Anyway, so actually, I had the pleasure of writing. Now I had the pleasure of writing this whole record, and getting it referenced by a young lady because I can't sing, so I got it referenced by a young lady called Tara Tamel Jones. She's actually a phenomenal singer. She's written for like Chris Brown and all of them, but she vocaled it for me, and it was a great record. It's called Dance for You. It actually hit number 3 pop charts, and it's a worldwide record. So this is gold status too, and understand why Kaya is an amazing artist, and I love her to death. Her endeavors are different now, but you'll see. It's called Dance for You. Etcetera featuring Kaya Jones. It's one of them pop records, and it's a record that means a lot. It's telling them women, she just want to dance for me. That's all she wants to do,
I love it.
and a lot more. But we'll discuss that at another time.
I know you want me, won't get to know me just by the look on your face. I know you're watching me cause I'm watching you while I wind up my waist. I know you see me, don't make it easy for you to look away. And if you wanna please me, have to please me every day. Wanna do something, gotta make you feel alright, alright. And maybe we can make this thing last all night. I like to, you like to, we like to make it come down. I like to, you like to, we like to make it go out. I like to, you like to, we like to make it come down. I like to, you like to, we like to make it go out. I wanna dance for you. I wanna wind up my body. I wanna dance for you. I wanna shake up the body. I wanna dance for you. I wanna grind up my waistline. I wanna dance for you. Come on, boy, don't
I want you to grind a little bit and whine a little bit and move your body next to mine. I want you to dip a little bit and shift a little bit and do this just one more time. I do it like, look, you was all I needed to see, and right here watching you is where I needed to be. So stop that. You making me weak when you drop that. You can do anything with your backside, just not that. Cause you just making me open. Your body move like water, motion. Can I put my hands on your waistline? Then make it move to the baseline. Whoa, back it up, whoa, back it up. You break it down and I'ma jack it up. My, it must be. Is it hot in here? Is it just me?
I like to, you like to, we like to make it come down. I like to, you like to, we like to make it go out. I like to, you like to, we like to make it come down. I like to, you like to, we like to make it go out. I wanna dance for you. I wanna wind up my body. I wanna dance for you. I wanna shake up the body. I wanna dance for you. I wanna grind up my waistline. I wanna dance for you. Come on, boy, don't waste no time. Lay it back, get in position. Sexiness got your attention. Private dance for you. Night's almost done, what you gonna do?
Hello, we're back. We're back. That was so cool. You had me dancing in my seat.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Listen, all I want people to do is dance for me.
Well,
Yeah.
but I'm bump.
Well, just a small tidbit. Even though Kaya Jones is half, she's half Jamaican, so that's why I thought that. And I'm half Trinidadian, so I wanted to give something that we both could like be mutually creative on.
Okay.
Yeah, and so that was like when that came together. I was like, she said, I don't never did in Jamaica, right? I said, we're gonna do something that's pop Jamaican. Or pop Caribbean. I can't say pop Jamaican, pop Caribbean.
Okay.
And when we first played that at we even played it like on Z100. They were like, "Oh, I'm sorry, can't. Sorry. All right, no problem. Don't worry about it."
Dropping
when we first
names.
played it
We're
on
dropping
iHeart.
names.
Well, iHeart.
We're dropping
Right.
names.
iHeart actually was like, this shit is bananas. So if you look at what I'm doing, I'm way up. They came out as dual singles at the same time.
Okay.
So I got a chance to be on both sides of the world at the same time with no hologram. So they did the shows basically accordingly. Like I'll do 6 shows here, 6 shows across. And I wanted to touch different markets and like all at the same time. That was one of the hardest. I've never done that. That's one of the hardest things I ever did.
Wow.
I was tired as a motherfucker.
I'm sure.
I'm serious. I had to do a lot of sit-ups and squat thrusts fucking with that. Yeah. So
well, you did it. You did it well, though.
it was. COVID kind of like was like, yes, it came because I was about tired as shit. But we did, the records did well. I just wish that it would have did the whole extension because I'm gonna do them again, even on the next record. They're gonna be my prelude to when I do shows for this because I want them to hear that. For people that didn't hear it when I wasn't out on the road,
Okay.
I want people to hear it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Dope record. Dance for You featuring Kaya Jones, formerly of Pussycat Dolls. She's not going to be performing with me because she's really into the church now.
Okay.
And, I don't want to take her away. So I started using a young lady that used to do the fill-ins for Lauryn Hill from the Fugees.
Okay.
When Lauryn Hill was going through her thing, this young lady filled it in, and she did an amazing job for me, even during the shows. When Kaya was doing other things,
Okay.
she killed it.
Nice.
And I also helped that she did the, Killing Me Softly in the beginning. That was like a big help to the show.
So that's who I see in the video on your site then.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I did my homework.
She
watched
did.
it.
Yeah, she's filled in. So she did Killing Me Softly. They
Yep.
knew her for that, and then she did my record. So she filled in for 2 major
Wow.
stars in the world. And she's a great artist, but she killed that. And I was like, oh my god. And she was beautiful. So I was like, damn. I lucked out. I was like, wow.
You've lucked out
Yeah.
here. Well, I don't want to say luck. I know that you've said that before in other interviews that you feel like it's luck, it's whatever. No, you got something. You got that it factor. Like shit just happens for you.
You gonna make me cry in this.
I told you I'm the hype girl.
Hey, I know, but that I thank God every day. Like that's why I give out. You put good things in the universe, good things should come back.
100%.
That's why I said when I called. Let me just say I called to be on the Mixed Vibes radio. I didn't wait for them to call me. I called. I said, dude, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Hold on. But I hit you up also.
You hit me up all the time. You hit me up all the time. I ain't gonna lie. But when you ain't got shit, you gonna be up here just humming on the mic. I ain't doing all that. No homo. Let me stop that.
You're so stupid.
But I when you have stuff, you want to come, and plus, it's for people like like yourself. Is that you want to come with shit that's like, you can't always come. You talking about you're small fry. It's not like that, dude. If I'm coming with shit that I've done as huge shit, and I want you to be privy to it, just like anybody else can be privy to it. You know what I mean? So I don't believe in that. We rocking together, and if I got a record, you playing it, I'm coming. I'm bringing champagne like I'm bringing champagne. Oh, sorry.
He's getting very excited.
I'm getting
now.
excited. I'm bringing champagne like I'm bringing champagne to these radio stations. You getting the same treatment they get. I ain't bringing no black dress stuff to them, but I ain't bringing no black dress. I'm just letting you know I'm not bringing no black dress. But
that's not one
it's
black
not
dress
fair.
you want to see.
It's going for you,
Thank
Mix.
you.
That's it. But no, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, so I feel super excited because yes, you're here because You might have had quarantine, but you still have stuff going on, including a new single that you literally just dropped.
Yes, May 10th. My son's birthday. I dropped it purposely on his birthday.
Aw.
Yeah. Because he's like, Daddy, dude, it's on your birthday. Thank you. I'm like, yo. So he celebrated his birthday with the release, and then we did like a big thing for him.
Aw.
So I wanted to make sure that he felt just as important as anybody.
That's adorable.
Yeah.
But that's adorable, but the message behind your song, I was reading, I really love that too.
Yeah.
Like quarantine really just fucked with a lot of people, and couples especially went through some stuff. They either didn't make it or they became stronger. And your song is about becoming stronger and being by your side.
Yeah.
So I'm going to let you unpack that one because I could do it all day. But let's talk about By Your Side.
In actuality, I would rather for you to do it.
Oh, okay.
Because
So how did I do?
you did great.
Thank
you did great. Because you got to know what is your, I don't want you to say it on air, but in a relationship, everyone has their trials and tribulations.
Oh, I don't mind saying it on air.
Right.
My husband and I are very open about it. Quarantine, we were separated.
Hell yeah.
You separate. Oh shit. Oh well. Listen. I don't.
Quarantine brought us back together.
See, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And that's what happens is I think everybody say the bad things about COVID, and it's a lot of bad things that did happen, but it's also a lot of good things that did happen.
One of the good things is we reconciled, and
See?
we are stronger than we've ever been.
And that's the best thing about it. It's not a good thing. That's the best thing about it. Because relationships, no matter what it is, relationships, you can't do this everything by yourself.
Right.
Right. And even though I was just talking to you, you said you by yourself. I'm not really by myself. The thing is, Etcetera is always that forefront, but you always got to have someone to collaborate with or a team to collaborate with to keep those legs, those sea legs strong.
Yeah.
By Your Side, it actually wasn't going to be the single until I did it in LA as a prelude with Trisha Covington. Trisha Covington, she was like one of the 90s diva superstars with the song Why You Wouldn't Play Me Out. She had Tyson Beckford in the video. She was on Columbia Records. She was off the rack. Like, I was like, oh my God. And then, when I first heard the song, there's a gentleman in Florida. His name is Thane Brown. His producer name is My Friend Thane. I thought that was like crazy, but I've always known him. His name is Thane Brown, but his producer name is My Friend Thane. So I'm like, you want me to write My Friend Thane? He's like, yeah. I said, but you are My Friend Thane. He's like, yeah, that's
the
my
whole
name.
point. Oh.
Got you. All right. So he was from a group called Dear Tatiana. Like, it was like a fusion rap rock group type group.
Okay.
But when he gave me that track, he was like, yo, I want you to do a track. He did like a lot of soulful, I want to say like fusion 90s type records. And when I heard that, I was like, that one. He was like, I gave you 70 tracks almost. How did you pick that one out of all of those? I said, because it's a vibe. It's a vibe. And it's like, I don't know where people are in their life, but I know I hear like on a lot of radio and a lot of interviews, 90s music made people feel a certain way.
Yes.
Right? And it brought out a lot of emotion. It brought a lot of babies too, but it brought a lot of emotion. It brought a lot of feeling that just can't be duplicated. Like when I'm doing radio shows now, they're like, dude, you don't understand what that vibe gives me. That's why they're playing it so much. And I'm like, I didn't expect all of that. But By Your Side is because you always got to have support. You always got to have someone there because everybody breaks down. Everybody has some type of psychological, faux pas every now and then.
Okay.
And if you have someone there just to say, you're doing a good job, or don't stop, like you guys did.
That's
just you just like don't stop. You can make it, and it could be, beneficial for you. It could be beneficial for him. It's also beneficial for your husband. It's like I feel that By Your Side helps that feeling. I'm bringing back that whole Marion Meth thing. I'm bringing back that whole those collabs that we used to have, like Miss Jones used to collab, and I'm like, instead of me trying to go get a regular artist, like trying to recreate that, why don't I just get a 90s artist that actually did it
and lived it?
Right. And when she came through, and I'm a writer, I ain't letting nobody write for me, but in actuality, her nor I wrote that hook. Her daughter wrote that.
Really?
Her daughter's 19 years old. So you telling me she didn't know what the 90s looked like, felt like, or nothing like that. But she wrote that record. She wrote that hook. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. She said, I love that 90 era. I was like, she said, that's all I listen to. I said, you don't listen to Little Uzi Vert? You don't listen to, 5-Year Foreign? She says, yeah, but I listen to Total. I listen to Donnell Jones. I said, you kidding me? And she's a phenomenal writer. And I was like, she said, they were like, my man Will, he was like, she writes. And I was like, holy shit. And that's Trisha's husband as well. And, her daughter is Gianna Parks. And I was like, Gianna, I said, fuck it. This is that record. And it just gave that feeling. So By Your Side is basically just the uplifting of, like, even uplifting of women empowerment, uplifting the Black lives, uplifting of whomever feels that, something's out there that is, you need that. Maybe I need to sit my ass down and listen. COVID was sit your ass down.
Yeah.
That's what COVID was. Sit your ass down and think about something. Reevaluate. That's what I thought By Your Side. And that's what I wrote it. I was like, and she sort of put a biblical point on it that no matter in darkness or light, I'm going to be by your side.
Right.
And I was like, I can live with that.
I can live with that too.
Yeah. So I gave it to her and I was like, yo. And when Trisha delivered it, I was like, damn, you still fucking got it.
Mm-hmm.
And when she did it at the show, I was like, oh my God. Let me, and that was it. So when I put it out to radio and I put it out to like the, the tastemakers and all that, that was it. So I like to introduce you guys to this record called By Your Side, if you don't mind.
Not at all.
By Your Side, featuring Trisha Covington, Etcetera. By Your Side, featuring Trisha Covington. Written by Gianna Parks, produced by my friend Thane. I think this is gonna be one of the fucking hottest records that's out, and all the DJs, all the radio stations, all the advertisement from Fox to CBS to across the country. Thank you for allowing this record to be a part of your daily wake up routine.
Cook food. All you ever wanted was a good dude. All I ever needed was a good groove. Even though a guy had to move like a crook move. Up late nights trying to make something happen. You could take a cut, but I ain't good with fractions. I want the whole enchilada. What you thought? I was writing all the lava for nada. You remember? When they wouldn't give me the time of day. Now my cheddar is better. We upgraded the Monterey. Andale, arriba, arriba. Back when the hottest rapper was singing Follow the Leader. Was on that Russell and Joe, Diddy and Low, jacking scenes out of Hustle and Flow, yo. Remember when they paid me? No, never mind. Now we spearing this game. New name, better line.
Know that it's gonna be alright. You'll never lose me. I'm always down to ride. In everything you do, in darkness and in light. Long as you're with me, know that I'm by your side. By your side.
Out of the blue, choose out of the two. Stare through the rear view, who's hotter than you? No one. We get it in till it's like gray. And I don't give a damn what they might say. All day I'm on that grind too. Gotta keep the temperature similar to the swine flu. We stay hot without a break in service. So when we come through, we about to make them nervous. They told me to switch so I can fit in, but the flow got me in spots they can't get in. So I'ma stay true to what we came for. And if it ain't you, then who the hell I'ma change for?
Know that it's gonna be alright. You'll never lose me. I'm always down to ride. In everything you do, in darkness and in light. Long as you're with me, know that I'm by your side. By your side. I'll be by your side. By your side. By your side. Oh, by your side. And I want you to know that it's gonna be alright. You'll never lose me. I'm always down to ride. In everything you do, in darkness and in light. Long as you're with me, know that I'm by your side. By your side.
Don't start messing around. I'll start singing.
Yo, big shout out to Trisha Covington, baby.
That was so good.
Yo, she did an amazing job. I wasn't too bad myself. But
No, you weren't too
there's-
bad. No.
Yeah, I said
Yeah,
a
you
couple
held
of
your
words. Yeah,
You held your own.
I'm trying. Yeah,
So thank you so much.
you're welcome.
I literally went through all my notes and we actually did everything.
Oh, well, I'm glad to hear that. I'm pretty sure we took some time out and did some stuff.
did.
I actually have Trisha Covington on the phone, but she's her voicemail picked up, but I just want to let her know I'm here live with her. I wish she was here. I wish she was plugged in. But just let her know I love her and that her and Gianna, her daughter graduated the other day, so congratulations, Gianna. Happy graduation, baby.
Happy graduation.
All right, later. No, only one thing I just wanted to add.
Sure.
Well, two things. I just want to add that, in the music, I love music. It has to always evolve. I just want to add the 3 soundtracks and the Oscar situation. Because
Yes.
if I'm giving it to you, I'm going to give it to you. I'm not
Sure.
going to leave it out. I was able to do Black Heart, which is a film soundtrack that I did. I was able to do Pam and Spaghetti. I was able to do Moth, and I was able to do Bare Knuckle Brawlers, which actually got me an Oscar consideration.
Nice.
So I just want to make sure that, artists out there don't ever stop the music. It's a gateway to a lot of other opportunities, and be true to yourself. Don't try to be someone you're not.
Okay.
Because, if you look at people like Steve Stout, you look at Pharrell, you look at Rahal Levatone, you look at like Diddy, you look at Jay, you look at some of the powerhouses behind, even Pusha T. He did for McDonald's. He did the slogan for McDonald's, and no one ever gives it that credit. But I just think that's like, everybody knows the slogan for McDonald's, right?
Yep.
What is it?
I'm loving it.
I'm loving it, right? So that's the whole thing about it is we're out there, and those are the people that I have to look up to and I got to keep up with. You don't look behind you. You always look. Look everybody in front of you.
Yep.
You always look at in races who you trying to catch, the person in front of you, not the person behind you.
Right.
So that's what I'm always doing. I got that from Steve Stout. So if he listening, what up, Steve? I know you copyrighted and I'm plagiarizing, but like Jay said, holla at me, Stout. I want people to know that you can do even more, and I look forward to doing even more as time goes on. I'm looking into doing a sitcom.
Nice.
Right. It's already being done. I'm looking into, also my daughter has a clothing line.
Yes.
That she's doing actually extremely well, and I'm very proud of her. It's called the Kamery Project. Do You Boo? The line has been out. It's sold out. It's in the store. The Spot at City Line. It's sold out twice.
Wow.
It's in the store, and she's going to be opening a branch in the new American Dream Mall.
Nice.
In New Jersey. It's the second largest mall in the state. She's going to be right next to Hermaids and Yves Laurent. It's going to be in the Designers Market.
Oh, nice.
She has a whole wall, and we're working that out now. So I'm just trying to, and I hope that, Mixed Vibe Radio could come and do their little, hosting and DJing. I'm gonna have a couple of times if they could come.
I'm saying yes for him.
I'm just saying you can't bring that chair.
You're
though.
gonna get the
That's just like I'm good.
you're gonna get the dates.
Well, no, we're getting ready to open. Like we just got the confirmation, so we're just preparing for that, and then it's the American Dream Mall, my man. It's like, yo,
familiar with it. Yeah.
you know what it is?
Yeah.
I didn't know too many people know about it.
Yo, it has a water park in it. It has
I know.
You could go skiing in there.
It has a water
crazy.
park. It has an amusement park. It has its own it's
Go-kart?
skiing.
Oh,
No, it has a skiing division on the side. You could ski. You could all of that.
Which was what the original purpose of it.
Yeah, and then they turned into a mall,
mall.
and then it has a skating ring in it. It has 2 mini golf courses, Nickelodeon.
Shut up.
Yeah, 2 mini golf.
Roller coaster and everything.
Yeah,
Holy
it's
crap.
crazy. And she's gonna be in there, and it's not even she's gonna be down the hall from Saint Laurent, Gucci, Hermes,
Wow.
right down the hall. So that means she's doing a tremendous job. And I just give a shout out to Lindbergh and then Design and Marketing and American Dream Mall for giving this young African American girl an opportunity to, I know she's proven herself. She's hustled, and she goes to school, college, Albany.
know.
And I'm proud of her. I'm really proud of her. My daughter Michaela, she's really knocking out. I'm really proud of her. She's sometimes I don't feel like she's my daughter because I wasn't that smart in school.
That's
why.
I disagree, sir.
Nah.
After the conversation that we just had.
Yeah, but I'm learning. We learn every day.
Always learning.
Yeah, we always learning. And I appreciate being on here right now. Believe me, this is like, you don't understand. Talking about this stuff, I'm like, oh my God.
Well, I hope it was a good time for you.
It was a motherfucking good time.
Yay!
It was a great time. I'm here like, damn. I didn't have to go to the bathroom once. Because, I always had to go to the bathroom. They be talking that stupid shit. I'm like, I go to the bathroom.
Trust me, I rolled my eyes a couple of interviews last night. I don't know how you could stand her voice. There was this one interview that I watched, and her voice was horrible.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've done a lot of interviews.
Yes,
Some
I
that's
know.
not even recorded.
Yeah.
I just want, I appreciate it. Don't get me wrong. No matter good, bad, and indifferent. Like my grandmother told me, accept whatever comes to you. And, my son even told me, and I got to pay him every time this record plays, because where it says they can't hate forever in that song, he wrote that part. He said, Daddy, say that. I'm like, I ain't saying that shit. And every time, he said, you got to pay me every time they play that record.
Royalties.
I said, do you know how much money I got to pay this motherfucker right now?
So wait, isn't
Yo.
that the clip that I put in the promo for today's show?
What?
That line is in the clip. So tell him to listen to the promo because
Oh,
that's
yeah.
like all week.
Oh my God! Don't tell him that. This dude gonna be like, I'm gonna get a DM like, dude, listen. And I'm like, yo, he tell me every time. He said, Daddy, I was listening to I was like, what? He said they played that record. I was listening to Pandora, and they played it 6 times. So he said, if you calculate, I said, dude, what the fuck you doing? And I'm like, all right, man. I said, he said, listen, these new Travis Scott sneakers just came out, and
Oh, smart.
he said, we can make a deal.
Smart.
I'm like, make a deal?
Negotiating early.
Yo, I said, you believe this?
Love
nigga?
it.
But if you act now, it'll be yours for 2 easy payments. And
Yo, and I was like, dude, he been doing this for a while, because if you Google like my headphones, I'm not the advertisement for the headphones. He is.
he came at you
He
like
was
a
on the
record
billboard.
label.
He was like, Dad, see that billboard right there? So I'm like, I said, they paid you already for that. He was like, and I said, that's it. You need to read your contract, dude. He said, I couldn't. I was too young, so you signed it for me. I was like, dude, that's why I always bring him around. That's why I didn't bring him today, because I don't want him to hear nothing. He didn't need to be here. But if he hear this, that's why, because he know too much. I'd be like, dude, chill. He'd be like, Dad, this is what I'm talking about. I'm like, dude, man. He be bargaining like, listen, I don't want you to spend too much money in the beginning, but it's going to cost you at the end if you let it go. And then he told me some shit about compounded daily. I said, what the fuck
Oh
did you
my
hear
gosh.
that? Right? I'm like, is Disney playing that shit? I'm like, yeah. Oh, sorry. Last thing, and then I'm gonna let you guys go. We have a song called "I Can Make It and Live Your Life." I'm on a his name is Father Goose Music, formerly of Playhouse Disney. We're on that record that's streaming heavily. It's actually that it just won an award. So they're playing that record quite a bit now. I also do Disney records too, and family music with them. If you ever Google Dan Zane and Father Goose, I was a part of it. My daughter was a part of it because she sings. She's a part of them in the very beginning. And I kept going with them guys. And believe me, family music is a whole nother market. And it's killing. Like if you Google it, you can see the video is out, Live Your Life. I'm actually doing the verse on it. And it's like, and they play it so much. I'm like, I hope they don't get it mixed up in the record. But I'm like, fuck it, it's Etcetera. That's who I am. But that's it. That's all. That's it right now.
You sure?
Yep.
You sure?
Right
Good?
now, I ain't gonna tell you 15 minutes from now, because if I get a text,
All
I'm
right.
like, oh shit.
Okay,
And I'm waiting for one thing to come through.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's not do that.
Yeah.
So
Sorry,
one thing we
after
didn't
you.
do the whole show, and I forgot, was to tell everybody to like, share, and follow.
There you go.
We are on Instagram, on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, of course, on mixvibesradio.com. Thank you so much for being here.
I like that. Could you tell us a little? Say that one more time. You on where?
On Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, and of course, mixvibesradio.com.
Wow. See how she said that? That needs to be a commercial or something
Ooh.
like that. That need to be one of your. You need to record that.
We-
girl.
I see why you are a manager for some people.
Yeah, you need to record that. Mike, you need to record. You need to do that right now. You know why? Because that right there is that soft voice. It's appealing. It's non-intrusive. That's another SAT word.
There you go.
Right? And that needs to be it. After every, we're on.
Mixvibesradio.com.
What am I talking about? What am I talking about?
Love it. All right, so
Real quick.
yeah.
How did they get a hold of you?
Huh?
How did they get a hold of you? How did they hear your music? How did they hit you up?
I'm gonna be on the corner at East 56.
With your CDs?
Nah.
CDs?
They still make CDs? I didn't know. They told me not. No, you can follow me on iamacetera.com. You can you can go to the website at iamacetera.com. You can go on The Real Etcetera, because there's a lot of people with Etcetera, the name, and it's cool. I'm going to get you a cease and desist letter in a motherfucking minute, because I'm sick of y'all motherfuckers. Y'all keep taking all of us, you got to have a real Mike Epps. How the fuck you take a motherfucking name? Right? You can find me on I Am Etcetera. So you can go to I Am Etcetera, The Real Etcetera. And if you Google it, you Google any of those combinations, you'll see me. Matter of fact, you could just put Etcetera on CBS and see me talking to, all the Grammy people. And be pretty. But I Am Etcetera basically is the so far the head point to all of it. Big shout out to my new manager, Erica J. Connects. Big shout out to Ilse Who, my PR, that actually created that story about By Your Side. She took something I said and she just ran with it. Big shout out to Work of Art. Big shout out to Tony Rock. Big shout out to Franchon Corbett, Trisha Covington, Kaya Jones, Bills, my friend Thane, and anybody I missed. Big shout out to my wife. Big shout out to my daughter, my son. Big shout out to the people I love. Big shout out to, Mix Vibes Radio. Big shout out to Minx.
Thank you.
And hold on. Talk, man. Talk. Big shout out.
To cause.
Kaz Art Bar.
Kaz what?
Art Bar.
Kaz Akbar. Muslim?
Nah, not Muslim.
What?
It's a Muslim name, but nah.
You was in jail?
Nah.
All right.
Nah, it's just what I was named.
Oh, okay. No, I'm just saying, because my cousin's name was Victor. Now he's Equality Born God Allah. And I'm like, dude, let's get this shit together, man. That's not what it say on that Social Security card. But, big respect to all the Muslims around the country, the Israelites and everything. I love y'all dudes too. Yeah. But nah, you good? He ain't talk that much, but,
Nah, I'm good, brother.
You
He's
good?
so shy on camera.
Nah, I
but
was letting you do your
no,
thing.
I know, but like when you see your clips, like you're so funny and everything, and then I'm like, come in, come, and he's real quiet.
Say that name again.
Kaz Art Bar. My name is Kasim Art Bar Randell, but I changed it. I shortened it to Kaz Art Bar.
Is that legally shortened, or you just did that yourself?
I did that myself.
All right, so that ain't legal. What's illegal?
No, I just said it's Kasim Art Bar Randell. So I
Kasim.
just changed it people call me Kaz instead of Kasim. So I say
got you.
Kaz Art Bar, which is my middle name, like that.
You changed your name. Your mother know about that?
Nah, I see.
Yeah, she probably has something to say about that.
I'm pretty sure your mom didn't name you Etcetera. So
Well,
let's
she-
not get into that.
Well, nah, she named me Etcetera, but she started calling me Etcetera. She said, whatever I call you, shit, you be lucky if she called me. She like, you know your motherfucking name. I be like, yo, ma, you know I was on Soul Train. She said, what the fuck that got to do with the garbage?
I love it.
Like, yo.
I love it.
Yeah, but she passed away, but it's still, she never let me, they didn't give a shit. But she's like, you know, I said, yeah, my grandmother, God rest her soul, they were very proud of me. And they said, you know, you did your thing. And, you know, she always said she loved me. She said, no matter if you became whatever you became, as long as, you know, you became something.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I was like, wow. You know, so I was like, all right, cool. Even
I
my
love
kids
that.
say they proud of me. They be like, Daddy, I'm so proud of you. My friends know you. I be going to school. I be like, they don't care. Because my name don't start with Lil. That's what,
Oh, ooh, ooh.
but nah, it's cool. You know. But I thank you again. I don't talk too much. It's good. Thank you.
No,
Sir.
I like that you talk a lot. All right, so I do my outro every week, and it was one that was actually my first contest, so we're going to do it. By the way, my tagline is everyone has a story to tell, so thank you for telling yours with me.
Wow. You got a good. She is like prepared and shit.
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah.
like, you got a winner here. Let me tell you,
Stop
Kaz.
hyping me up. My head's going to get bigger.
Y'all got a win. No, I'm telling you serious though. Let me tell you something. You better get a sponsor.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
There's a famous saying that I go with in all the shows. You're only as good as your show as you prepare for your show.
Right.
You know, and
Thank you.
You're right.
she's good.
You good. There's a lot of people that don't prepare.
Oh, no, I have
They
to.
be reading my shit while I'm standing there. I be
Oh,
like,
God, no.
I be like, yo, I could tell you that shit. What you read? You read? Because I read that shit like 30 times before I got here. So. Yeah. No, it's good. Go ahead. Go. Your tagline is, say it again.
It's everyone has a story to tell, so tell it with me. So thank you for telling your story with me.
You're welcome.
And then my outro is, now this is where I get nervous when I'm actually reading a card.
Mm-hmm.
That's all the time that we have for today. It's a new week, so go out and own it and mind your favorite minx and be here next time. Cheers. Mic drop. You're my new best friend. Thank you.